Hello there. Welcome to the basement and the first edition of the Saturday Night Chill. I hope everyone's having a good freaking time so far on this Saturday. And as my favorite current ring announcer would say, we are live! I just had to. Fuck y'all. Anyway, so this being my first ever live stream, we got rules in this place. If I see any kind of hate speech, you are done. Zero tolerance. I will fucking ban you, and you will be gone forever. I don't care. Anything else, spam-wise, whatever, I'll deal with on a case-by-case basis. But other than that, yeah, let's just have a good old time. What up, Matt Cave? What's going on, Hawk? I see got some few people in the chat. It's my wife up there, Heather. Hey, babe. Yeah, so what's going on, everybody? Got Black Dragon going on in there. Who else we got in here? Andre, Hawks Holocrons, Matt Cave. Those two are fun to watch, by the way. The Matt Cave and Hawks Holocrons. You should check them out if you haven't. So what we got going on tonight is, since it's Saturday, I'm going to do a weekly review of all the nerdy news for this week. Wow, my camera's a little weird. Hold on. There we go. And, so I'm gonna go over all the big stories from the week, and I got a couple little new treats for you tonight too that I just found earlier today. And so let us begin. Obviously, the biggest bit of news we have was the shakeup at Disney headquarters when, oddly enough, mid to late Sunday evening, Bob Chapek got insta-canned, and Bob Iger's back. Like, facts. When Bob Iger sent out the email to the Disney employees, like a lot of them were doing their intermessaging thing saying, was this a hoax? What is going on here? But no, turned out to be real. Chapek gone, Iger out. If you've been watching the stories this week, you'll find out the reasons for Chapek going bye-bye seem to be mounting. Matter of fact, that's one of the news stories, so we'll be getting to that a little bit. But yeah, so Chapek out, Iger in. The big reason so far, obviously, is that last quarterly report and the balance sheet thereof. As soon as that came out, there was some financial talking heads that instantly thought Chapek's head should be taken. But, and, obviously, eventually it was. Disney Plus has been losing billions, pumping a lot of money in, and not getting a lot of money back on it. Yeah, so massive shakeups there, and the fun part is all the speculation we get to do about who's going to be gone next. And I know we're all praying it's Kathleen Kennedy. Please, please, please let Kathleen Kennedy go. Actually, there's some rumors about that we're going to talk about too. Just see if anyone knows in the chat, right? Oh, well, thank you. Here, I just got to let me touch and twist my knob. How's that? Someone tell me how that is. And also, if someone could let me know how the music is in the background, I would greatly appreciate that shiz too. But yeah, we got... What's going on, Hawk? Feeling that energy too, bro. Haters gonna hate. Matt Cave with the old Bob for Bob deal. Too bad there weren't any Neils in that one. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So that was the big thing. We traded a Chapek for an Iger. Oh. All right, someone tell me if that helps. Bink. Anyway, so we got the Bob for Bob trade. And then Monday, Yield John Campea came out with a statement, and his conclusion being that Ms. Kennedy is probably safe because her and Iger were super tight back in the day and were super tight while he was still there. Which, of course, no one that I know wants to hear. Because we all think Kathleen's not been doing a good job. The numbers are saying Kathleen's not been doing a good job. And yeah, so many people want her gone. She does have her defenders. More power to them. I highly disagree, obviously, but So, but then even more fun on Tuesday, Campia had to come back on his live stream, and a couple of his, as he put it, 1,000% reliable sources got a hold of him and were like, hey, you know all that stuff you were saying about Iger and Kennedy yesterday? You're wrong! You're wrong! They're claiming the decision has already been made for Kennedy to get to the boot. The only question is when. Will it be before Indiana Jones comes out? Or will it be right after Indiana Jones 5 comes out? Because she has been a producer on the Indiana Jones series for a long time. Like back when Lucasfilm was still George's. So. Black Dragon says, I don't care that she keeps her job as long as she's not in charge of anything. I mean, if you're talking about not in charge of anything creative, yeah, I suppose I can get that. If all she did was handle the business, you know, the financials and that kind of thing, I suppose that could be all right. As long as she gave full creative control to Dave, and when I say full creative control, that means he walks into her office is like, I'm making all this stuff, write me checks. And she just, you know, gets the stamp out and does it. That'd pretty much be her ideal role at Lucasfilm. Other than that, she can piss off. Yep. Little more has to turn down the game. Leo, this is one of my work buddies. What's going on, man? All right, I turned it down a little more. Let me know. Some Matt Cave got to say. Bingo. Matt Cave, good fella. Watch his streams. I feel like much of the upper management at Disney is starting to realize that a major change in tactics is needed, that they have spent way too long making fans angry. Well, we can certainly freaking hope so, because as a few people have noted, the way Disney's been treating their fans the last few years is not been great, especially in the PR department. If any of you, well, I know most of us here follow Josh at the Den of Nerds, and he's much more knowledgeable on the business side of things than I am. So if what I say sounds a lot like what he says, that's because he knows more than me, and I'm not afraid to, and I like getting information from people that know more. So that's just the way that shit go. But yeah, the PR for Disney has been absolute ass lately. For the last few years, instead of engaging with the fans to find out what they think, they've just basically been attacking them for any kind of disagreement with any of the projects that they've put out in the last few years. So, yeah, we can hope the board is finally seeing the light on that and making adjustments, especially when it comes to PR, because let's face it, if they're not screwing up the fans, they're screwing with the actors. I mean, look what they did to John Boyega with the Chinese posters and stuff. Not to mention what they allowed them to do to him just in the way they wrote his character. It's freaking sad. But pause. The Wolf Den says hello there. Hello there, Wolf Den. How you doing tonight, mine? Oh, he's saying what up to the Matt Cave. I know those two associate on their on Matt's Discord a lot, so that's dope. Yeah, so it's evidently, according to rumor and hope and prayer, that Kennedy's out of here for sure. Just a matter of when. Oh, what the hell else is going to happen in this week? Andor, the Andor season finale. We finally got that this week. And obviously that's been a bit of a divisive show as it's gone along. We got, well, as per pretty much anything in any fan base, you got those that love the brand and anything that bitch is slapped on, no matter what. You got those that are going to hate the brand, anything the brand puts out, no matter what. And then there's the rest of us, which are like, if it's dope, cool. If it's not, it's not. And, you know, we're going to bitch about it because we want dope shit. What do we got here? It's my son-in-law. What up, Alex? So, yeah. So Andor. Here's what I'm going to say about Andor. Before I get into that, though, actually, you guys are gonna have to get used to this. I am very much squirrel. So I don't know if y'all noticed. I'm dropping my U of M gear because they dropped a hammer on the Buckeyes this afternoon. Hooty hoo! 45-23. Suck that, Buckeyes. Suck on it. In your house, we blasted you. My condolences to any Ohio State fans that may be watching this now or may ever watch it. Yeah, fuck it. Fuck respect. Fuck you. We won. Anyway. So, back to the Andor. Andor, we all remember that was 10 weeks of fun. They dropped the first 3 episodes at once, which was probably a good idea because the first 2 were slow as fuck. And then, obviously we got some action with the last one when Luthen and Cassian escaped. Oh, by the way, anything I talk about, if you haven't watched it yet, I'm doing full spoilers. So, listen at your own risk to the Andor talk because I'm not holding anything back. If I remember it and I want to talk about it, it's going to happen. Excuse me. Allow me to take a sip of my beverage. Cool. So, Andor. My overall thoughts on Andor. Andor is a good TV show. Andor is a pretty dope sci-fi show. Andor is a mid-Star Wars show. Let me tell you why. If you take Andor, just the footage, no labels, no nothing, and you go, okay, boop, there goes the Star Wars header. And then you get into the script and you go, oh, rebellion. Let's just call that the insurgency. Ooh, the empire. Let's call that the overlordship. So what you now have is a sci-fi show about a dude getting involved in an insurgency to take down the evil overlordship that's ruling the galaxy. In other words, if you take the Star Wars off and change the Star Wars names, you got the same damn show. That's why it's a mid-Star Wars show, but a good overall show. Now, there were some really bright moments in that show that I enjoyed. The eye that was happening during the heist in episode 6, that was some of the most beautiful space flight footage. That was weird. I just saw my screen blink. Anyone else see that shit? Anyway, that was some of the most beautiful space flight footage I've seen in any franchise, on any screen, anywhere. It was freaking gorgeous. Luthen's Darth Maul spaceship with the dual spinning red-bladed saber-looking things. That was dope. Actually, Luthen period is dope. He's dope. His ship is dope. The way he handles his business is dope. Luthen is probably my favorite character in that entire show. Like, God's honest truth. Like, he could be helping out any dude. It wouldn't have to be Andor. And as long as he's doing the same stuff, awesome. Not to mention his ability to change character. When he puts on that fancy wig and heads to his antiquity shop. That's good stuff. I mean, the acting overall in that show is pretty top notch. The dialogue, the way that's written, is pretty top notch. The cinematography is top notch. Unlike Kenobi and Boba Fett, this show actually had shots with scope. I mean, like big depth, big deep landscapes with ships flying over them and looking nice and small the way they should when they're coming in. The cinematography was magnificent. The acting was damn good. Oh, how about Andy Serkis in the prison episodes, man? Gollum knows what the hell he's doing in front of a camera. I can tell you what, that dude is badass. But so there were lots and lots and lots of great moments. Obviously, I can't remember them all because it's been a few weeks since I've watched some of them, and well, frankly, I do a lot of blinkers, so memory. But Black Dragon, what do you got to say there? That looks like fun. Sounds like a fair breakdown, chilling in the basement. Thank you, sir. Kind of like Snake Eyes. Good show if it wasn't attached to G.I. Joe. You know, I never did get around to watching that, and I always meant to. Wolf Den about Andor says, leaves you with too many questions. Oh, of course. And about Andy Serkis, he also says, you can hear Gollum when he says a couple of words. And that actually is true. I mean, without that, my precious kind of thing, he does actually still sound like Gollum when he does that shit. And in case y'all didn't know, he was also Snoke. So this is not his first time under the Disney Star Wars label. But yeah, so I know there are many, many people out there who enjoyed Andor not just as a show, but as a Star Wars show. There's some people out there that say this is absolutely the direction Star Wars should go, and it's the best Star Wars they've seen yet ever. Okay, I'm going to be respectful. Obviously, everyone's entitled to their opinion. But the best Star Wars ever, above anything George made, and above anything Dave made, together with George or since the Disney purchase. It's a hard no. That's just a hard no. I can't. No, not the best Star Wars ever. Oh, what, Matt? What are you talking about, bruh? Oh, geez, come on now. Come on. If they actually, like, do some weird-ass junk where, like, he's capped after all the rest of the prisoners jumped off and swam away to freedom, Kino's captured, taken to one of Palpatine's labs and experimented on and turned into Snoke and then thrown at us in the show later on down the road, I may lose my freaking mind. Because, well, first of all, for me, the sequels are the wequels, but, you know, that's really super old news. I mean, if you want me to go into it, I can, but that wasn't really one of the subjects I wanted to get into today. But, you know, obviously, like other streams that are run this way, when I'm done yapping about what I want to yap about, I want to talk to y'all about what y'all want to talk about. So I will be getting into the chat a little bit here and there as I go through, like I have. But when I'm done blathering, which admittedly, especially for those of you who know me, will take a bit. Yeah, once I'm done jibber jabbering about my crap, I definitely want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. So just keep that in mind, chat. Anyway, what do we got here? Wolfden says best thing Disney has done is Rebels. Yeah, Rebels is dope. Rebels is straight fire. I loved that show, and when I first saw it, honestly, when I first saw it on Disney Plus, like just a thumbnail, of course. I was like, ooh. And then I saw it was kind of for, Disney kids or whatever. I'm like, you know what? Clone Wars was supposed to be for kids, and look how dark that got. So I'm going to give this hog a shot. And then that show was fire. I loved Rebels. Matter of fact, I really need to rewatch that. Actually, I got to finish the Clone Wars. I should rewatch Rebels, and I definitely got to rewatch season 1 of the Bad Batch before season 2 drops on January 4th. Yeah, anyway, so, yeah, if they somehow manage to turn Kino into Snoke, that's just redonkulous and just further evidence that they don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. Anyway, so, yes, back to the original. Rumors, Kathleen Kennedy may or may not be gone. Andor. Again, just my overall view, good TV show, mid-Star Wars show for the aforementioned raison, especially the fact that if you 86 what little teeny bit of real Star Wars is in there, it's just another sci-fi show that you could throw on any network or any streaming platform. Good show. Good show to watch. Entertaining show. It grabbed me. It pulled me. It took a minute. Not going to lie. Took till about, a little bit into the third episode, which again is why I said those damn smarter than premiere the first three, which is why are they only putting 2 out than the first 2 out on Hulu and Freeform and whatever the hell else they're putting it on. I mean, anyone who's already watched it knows that you need the third episode. You go need the third episode, or people are gonna watch those first 2 and be like, no wonder it's not doing good on Disney Plus. Which, by the way, indoor super lovers, the numbers have been going up. The viewership has been going up overall, but still, overall, compared to every other Star Wars show that's ever been on Disney Plus, it's still severely underperforming, whether you like it or not. That's just facts, yo. It's just facts. Sorry, I just got to check out the chat, make sure no one's addressing me directly. No, nope. Ooh. Well, when I saw Starkiller's armor on Andor, I did freak. Well, okay. I must freely admit, I'm definitely, on the scale of Star Wars fandom, I'm definitely closer to normie than sweaty. But, so, a lot of those Easter eggs in there, I needed other people to tell me about. But I have, didn't I just say hi, you piece of junk? Work with me here. All right. I have read the Force Unleashed novelization, so I instantly became a Galen Merrick / Starkiller fan right then and there. So, yeah, that would, like, in, I mean, if they somehow brought a way to bring him in, that would be dope. But, I don't know if any follow Star Wars theory has talked about this a little bit, and I kind of agree with them based on what I read. Starkiller is just a wee bit overpowered, maybe, at least for the continuity that Disney's working with right now. If they made some adjustments, proper adjustments, things might be a little bit different, but I mean, don't get me wrong, it'd be dope. I'd be down for it. It cost him a shit ton in VFX though, because what that dude can do is insane, absolutely insane. But it'd be dope. Hawks Holocrons. I'm assuming you're referring to the sequels here, sir. It's episode 8 greater than episode 7, greater than episode 9. Not the order I would put it in. Just because I'm a Palpatine simp, I would actually go 7, 9, 8. And that's because I am with that group that is absolutely mortally offended by what they did to Luke Skywalker in that. Now, I do have to admit something. I got suckered in when I first watched the sequels. I went in with my little full fanboy attitude and my Star Wars rose-colored glasses on, and I got suckered in. I liked them when I first watched them. I really, really did. But as time went on, and as I gathered more information from people much more knowledgeable than I have come to see the injustices they did not only to our established legacy characters, but to the ones that they wrote in and tried to promote themselves as new Disney created characters. Like, they just didn't do any of it right. And they have since come to admit that they didn't have a plan. And it didn't happen in public, but there's lots of reports. Can't say lots, but there's been some reports out there that even in private, Kathleen's like, yeah, we done fucked up. So, 1 second. Like, straight up, I don't know if I'm allowed to show my drink on screen. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how anal YouTube is about that kind of shit. Like, honestly, I don't even have. Well, last I knew, I was only at 16 subscribers, so it's not like I'm getting any endorsement deals or I'm going to piss anyone off by, like, promoting a brand online that I don't have a contract with or anything, because let's face it, I'm dinky. I'm here for fun mostly. Now, if I got big, would that be dope? Hell yeah! But, but on the other hand, also, better safe than sorry, right? So, Wolfden agrees. In a way, episode 8 is nearly as bad as The Last Airbender. I assume you're talking about the live action one. 18 now. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that update, man. Black Dragon, just subscribe, no 18. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are getting me closer to my most immediate goal of 20. So, awesome. I really, really appreciate that. I hope you enjoy, I hope you're enjoying yourself now. And obviously, I hope when you go back and look through my vids, I hope you enjoy what I did there too. So, anywho, where was I? Oh, yes, Andor. So to sum up, again, really good TV show, really mid Star Wars show. And, those are kind of the biggies that have already happened this week. But I, of course, I never stop looking at my freaking phone. And I found a couple more stories to play with that are fresh. This first one is from CBR.com. Black Dragon. I'll keep promoting you on the channels I'm a mod on. Well, dude, I'd appreciate that. And as soon as, some of you says, well, two things have got to happen. As soon as some of you establish yourselves as regulars, and as soon as I figure out how the fuck to do it, I'll make a few you mods on this puppy too, because let's face it, I get too easily distracted, so I'm not going to be able to keep an eye on the damn chat all the time. So I will always appreciate, help with stuff like that. So thank you very much for that, Black Dragon. I appreciate your sub and I appreciate your promotion. It's very awesome. I mean, the way I look at it, even the big boys like Josh and Theory and Comics Explained and all those guys, like they all started off where we're at, And if us smaller guys don't help each other out, all we're gonna do is languish in our own little teeny corner. And I mean, while we are all having fun, admittedly, wouldn't it be even more fun if we got bigger? So, Matt Cave, lots of good people here, always happy to help. Hell yeah, man! And anything I can ever do for any of you, you just let me know too. Like if you need a last minute guest and out of DoorDash and hit me up, I'll fucking hop on. Or, just whatever. And I'll promote all you guys too in my stuff. I mean, like I said, if we all stick together, we can all move forward together. We can all grow together as a community and as, not just as a fan community in the Star Wars, or just overall in the nerdy fandom, but as a YouTube community, we can help each other grow. And, we all, at least so far, seem to be reasonably positive. Well, not annoyingly positive, but reasonable people, calling out good shit for the good shit and calling out bad shit for the bad shit. That's really all anybody should be doing. And it seems like we got a pretty good group of those people in here right now and that I've been associating with on various streams and Discords and whatnot. So, yeah, if we can keep getting together with like-minded people that just want reasonable discourse in the fandom and, are just here for a good time and not to troll and, not to gaslight, not, don't start no shit, won't be no shit. It's just that fucking simple, people. Wolfdan says, yes, I meant the film. That just hurts me anytime I see it on YouTube. They just completely fucked up with that. Like, there's nothing even decent about that movie. I'm assuming that's supposed to be it fills my dark side for sure. Yeah, there's some stuff out there that, like, really riles me up, too. So, I feel that, dude. I really do. So, oh, yes, the new news stories I found. I have before me my trusty phone, so here we go. This is from CBR.com, posted by Lucy Joliffe, late yesterday. And here we go. Oops. Bob Chapek shifted budgets to disguise Disney Plus's massive monetary losses. Well, shiesty boy, what'd you do? New information about outgoing Disney CEO Bob Chapek's tenure suggests he disguised Disney Plus's losses by moving around budgets for its original shows. A recent report alleges Disney's ex-CEO Bob Chapek attempted to make Disney Plus appear more profitable by shifting the budgets of various projects. All right, before I go any farther, let me explain something. I have not yet reached that fantastic level of technology where I can, put up the article I'm showing, or, I can't do any of the fancy green screen shit. I literally have this mic, this camera, and this laptop. That's it. I don't have two screens. I don't have any of that fancy shit yet. It's coming. Don't worry. The quality of my shiz will improve. However, tonight, and probably for the near future, we're reading it off the phone. So, back to the article. Per the Wall Street Journal, people familiar with the matter shared that shows intended to be and billed as Disney Plus originals, including The Mysterious Benedict Society and Doogie Kamealoha MD, were aired first on other networks, such as the Disney Channel, so their production and marketing budgets wouldn't be counted against Disney Plus. In this way, the streaming service was seen as losing less money on original content. Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy, who is reportedly one of the voices behind Chapek's removal, was, quote, concerned about this strategy. Chapek had a lot riding on Disney Plus, as he had promised investors that Disney's streaming division, which also includes Hulu and ESPN Plus, love me some ESPN Plus, would be profitable by 2024. However, 164 million subscribers for Disney Plus, roughly two-thirds of Netflix's current number, and $30 billion invested in content in 2022 alone haven't been enough to stop losses from increasing for the last 4 quarters. That's a year, folks. They've been losing for over a year. Overall, the streaming division has lost more than $8.5 billion since Disney Plus launched in 2019. Okay, so that's 3 years ago. Damn, that's like almost 2.75. That's almost 2.75 bill a year. That's just nuts. And that's losing 2.75 billion a year on The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, on She-Hulk, on Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett, on Kenobi. Like, bruh, talk about throwing bad money after bad. What the hell? In a surprising announcement on November 20th, 2022, Disney confirmed Chapek would be stepping down after less than 3 years on the job and would be replaced by his predecessor, Bob Iger. Yep, that would be that weirdness that happened like 9 o'clock on a Sunday night. The returning executive, who held the top job at Disney for 15 years, oversaw such momentous moments for the company in the 21st century as the acquisitions of Pixar, Marvel, Lucasfilm, and 21st Century Fox. Since the announcement, rumors have been circling about why Disney's board found Chapek's leadership to be unsatisfactory. These include Disney Plus's unpopular price hike and disparaging remarks he made about animation, which reportedly angered and alienated staff in Disney and Pixar's animation departments. There were also rumors in March 2022 that Chapek would be ousted over his mishandling of Florida's Don't Say Gay bill, which saw Disney employees stage a walkout amid Chapek's refusal to condemn the bill, and the revelation that Disney financially supported some of the Florida politicians behind the anti-LGBT law. Also of concern to investors was Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit against the company for the direct-to-streaming release of Black Widow, which violated the contract she held with the entertainment monolith. According to insiders, many members of the board believe Chapek's handling of the situation left much to be desired. So, what do you freaking know? Bob Chapek's a shiesty motherfucker. Okay, it's not showing a brand good enough. I'm fucking thirsty. All this talking makes me thirsty. Anyway, so yeah, it's looking more and more like it was a good reason this dude got booted. Shifting budgets around to disguise the monetary losses. That's, I mean, now we all, obviously, okay, hold on. I'm freaking warm in here, yo. Yes, I'm sorry if the sudden glare blinded everybody. My bad. I probably should have warned you about that. Bald men unite. Anyway. where was I? Oh yes, Chapek. Yeah. So I mean, we all know every major corporation out there of any kind of size engages in what we all would probably call creative accounting in order to reduce their tax liability and interest rates, or get loans and that kind of thing. Obviously, as long as they're doing it within the law, that's one thing. It then becomes up to the boards of these companies on how ethical they find it. Obviously, Disney's board didn't like it. Now, it is my own personal belief that they probably would have looked the other way had his balance sheet in that last earnings report looked good. However, that balance sheet was a freaking dumpster fire. So, yeah, when you're already messing up, any further mess ups are not going to get swept under the rug. You got to do a good job in order to get shit swept under the rug. What do we got here? Oh, my work buddy Leo, gaslighting you is fun. Yes, you get a lot of entertainment over triggering me at work. I do admit that, but you know what? That's all right, because I'll just stick a clipboard. I'll just credit card you with a clipboard whenever you annoy the shit out of me too much. Ooh, Hawk, what do you got here, buddy? Recent rumors are Feige himself almost quit over the ScarJo stuff. Not sure exactly how accurate, but that shit was sloppy as fuck. Yeah. I mean, who really knows if that would be enough for Feige to quit, but, I can definitely buy that pissed him the hell off, because not only does that make Disney look bad, it made Marvel look bad, and we all know Feige's been all up in Marvel since, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man days at least, probably even farther back, but I'm not sure on that. More knowledgeable people can tell you. But yeah, so yeah. Now, when it comes to Chapek's stance on that lovely Florida law, sarcasm. That dude was damned if he didn't, damned if he didn't. I mean, he, as the CEO of Disney, which has long been a progressive company, he should have come right out against it, given where he works and the situation he was in as being the leader of that company. Now, I do get why he might have had some trepidation, considering who the governor of Florida is. That'd be, Mr. Ron DeSantis, whose favorite mode is fuck with me and find out. And, of course, he did. He got the legislature to remove Disney's special status. Of course, from what I'm gathering, that's actually going to hurt Florida more than help. But anyway, Matt Cave, what do you got, buddy? Dude, congrats on your first live stream. Thank you very much, sir. Keep it up. Can't wait to see your channel continue to grow. Well, me too. And yours also, man. You got a fun channel. I need to head out. We'll catch the rest on replay after date night with my wife. Oh, man. That's awesome. Well, have a good time. Enjoy your dinner or whatever it is you guys are going to do. And, I'll catch you on one of your gaming streams, which you guys should all catch. He specializes in retro gaming, and, which actually makes sense because, as he says, keep retro gaming alive, because one day your games will be retro games too. Right, Matt? So that's a good dude. And have fun tonight, buddy. Have a lot of fun and be safe out there. Be very careful. Yeah. So, Bob Chapek. Moving stuff around. Trying to hide the monies. Trying to make himself not look like as much of a screw up as he actually is. Well, was now, because he got caught and boo, out the door. But yeah. So, isn't that fun? And I'm sure this won't be the last, I'm sure this will not be the last thing we see in regards to Bob Chapek, because I don't know if y'all have noticed this. I'm pretty sure you have. Companies, when bad things happen and they jettison people, some companies will tend to shit all over the people even after they fired them. So, Anyway, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if more stuff came out about the little naughty knots that Chapek was getting up to in there. Now, for the next fun little story we are switching. It is still under the Disney header, but we are switching directly into the Marvel section of things, where, according to Sam Hargrave of the Direct.com, 2 MCU superheroes are still stuck in Disney and Universal rights issues. Haven't we had enough with freaking Spider-Man with Disney and Sony? Now Universal still got people. Here we go. Even as Marvel Studios settles many of its rights issues through its Sony deal and buying Fox, 2 MCU superheroes still have their rights stuck at Universal. Marvel Studios has been dealing with rights issues since the inception of the MCU, with Fox, Sony, and Universal holding on to various characters. This all stems from an age in which Marvel was dealing with financial difficulties and sold off the film rights to the likes of the X-Men, Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, Hulk, and Namor. Yeah, this would be the 90s. One report previously purported that Disney had finally reclaimed these rights from Universal almost 3 years ago. However, the latest evidence may have suggested that while the rights remain out of Marvel Studios' hands, they will reclaim ownership in June 2023 based on the original terms of the deal. Well, that's good. At least they're finally going to have all that crap done too. But for now, that still kind of sucks. And now fans finally have official word on the current status of Universal's Marvel rights, revealing that 2 heroes are unfortunately still trapped just outside Disney and Marvel Studios' clutches, preventing them from developing certain projects. Universal's blah. A recent report from The Wrap revealed that Universal still holds the rights to both Hulk and Namor, placing limitations on their use in the MCU. Well, obviously, they didn't have too much of a problem with Wakanda Forever because Namor was all up. He was the big bad in that one. He was all up in that shiz. And I still need to watch that. Babe, we gotta go watch that freaking movie soon. Anyway, the outlet added a comment from Marvel Studios producer Nate Moore, who revealed the character had to be borrowed for Black Panther Wakanda Forever, just like the Hulk has been. And Nate Moore also has been talking some silly shit lately, too. Oh, that's another one I forgot to talk about. We might get to that one later. We might not. Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige revealed in 2013 that Namor would not be appearing in the MCU due to Universal holding the rights. But by 2018, the MCU boss changed his tune to share his belief that there's a way to probably figure it out to allow the underwater anti-hero to join the franchise. Quote, I think there's a way to probably figure it out, but it's not as clean or clear as the majority of the other characters. Marvel Studios has long had to endure similar difficulties with Hulk, as his rights issues have prevented him from starring in his own standalone movie or series since 2008's The Incredible Hulk, which Universal distributed, which was the Edward Norton Hulk and was awesome. Disney has entered deals with the studio several times in recent years, including allowing characters from Unbreakable to appear in Universal's Split and Glass. Back in 2005, NBC Universal even traded sportscaster Al Michaels, who was casting the Disney-owned ESPN's Monday Night Football, for Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, who was created by Walt Disney in 1927 for Universal. I missed that one. Let me see. Okay, well. The producer also revealed how Universal's ownership of the rights prevents Disney and Marvel Studios from developing a Namor spin-off movie, and adding limited his appearance in Black Panther's 2 extensive marketing campaign. Earlier in the year, an SEC filing was uncovered from the original Marvel Universal deal that indicated the initial term of the contract may be just 15 years. Granted, this may not be certain, but there's every chance that the distribution rights to Hulk and Namor may be back with Disney and Marvel Studios as soon as June 2023. As Sony owns the film rights to Spider-Man, they are free to develop and distribute projects starring the character and those related to him. But since Universal only has the distribution rights to Hulk and Namor, they are not able to develop their own ventures, only distribute away any from Marvel Studios. This technically means that Marvel could give Namor his own solo outing or produce its rumored World War Hulk movie. However, Disney would not be able to distribute it, with that duty falling to Universal, who would in turn receive a chunk of the profits, giving the House of Mouse plenty of incentive not to bother. Nonetheless, just last month, Feige teased that the prospect of Namor receiving his own solo project depends on the reception to Wakanda Forever, clearly leaving the door open to the possibility. So perhaps the studio is about to reclaim the rights, especially given reports that they are already working on a Hulk project, which is probably World War Hulk, and booyah, because I'm ready for some Savage Hulk again. I don't know about y'all. So, the tangled web of character rights remains. We got Sony still owning part of Spider-Man and, doing all their awesome movies and shit over there. And, of course, NBC Universal obviously still has Hulk and Namor. Bummer. So, is that really that big a deal? Obviously, I would love to see Hulk in a solo movie. Based on, and from everything I've heard about Wakanda Forever, I'd like to see Namor in a solo movie. That would be sweet. But, obviously we got to wait a while. Like I said, it's nothing major, but it's just, a little fun something to talk about and keep in the back of our minds that Disney still does not have, or Marvel still doesn't have complete control of all their characters yet. Oh, ha ha ha. Back to the switching of the Bobs. There's been another slate of rumors popping around. Before I get all into this, excuse me one momento. I'm back. Anyway, yes, the trading of the Bobs. There have been some rumors that part of the reason Iger was brought back is to get, well, obviously, number one, to get Disney Plus actually profitable, but there's a lot of insiders, business insiders saying, rumoring, talking that Iger is there to get Disney in shape to be sold to Apple. It could end up being Apple Disney within the next year or two. I honestly don't know how I feel about that. Obviously Apple is huge. Apple's huge. And they could easily afford it. They're like triple the size of Disney according to their latest market caps that I heard about. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I personally, at least insofar as, I find Apple way too proprietary, especially when it comes to their phones and stuff. Like, iOS is a pain in the ass as an operating system. I much prefer Android. Very much prefer Android. So, don't get me wrong. iTunes is dope. The iPad is dope. They got dope tablets. But like, their operating system is so proprietary, and like, only their stuff will work on their stuff, and they don't want anything from outside to mess with their stuff. Unlike Android, where you can pretty much bring in anything from just about anywhere except iOS and have fun with it. So just the simple proprietariness of Apple makes me a wee bit nervous about that potentiality. But on the other hand, when it comes to tech and improving the technical status of, studios, per se, like the studios of Marvel and the studios of Lucasfilm and the studios of Disney itself, they can get humongous tech boosts in a deal like that, which would be cool. That could lead to some dope content for us to enjoy. But yeah, I'm a little nervous about that. And on top of that, I know Apple has delved into Apple TV and Apple TV Plus, but still, compared to Disney, they are rookies when it comes to actual production of content. So, that could provide a good synergy, Disney's experience with Apple's tech, but I don't know. I'm just not a big Apple guy. I've never been a big Apple guy. I probably never will be a big Apple guy. But on the other hand, the way things are going over there at the House of Mouse, they also need all the help they can get. So I just don't know about that one. That one's kind of a wait and see. It's gonna. I would need to. Well, first of all, we got to find out if it's actually gonna fucking happen. I mean, that's that's thing number one there. There we go. And of course, number two is how intelligent would they be about the existing staff at Disney? Would they be able to figure out who they should keep and who should go? You know, it'd just be a big old cluster, big old massive cluster, or it has the potentiality to be a big old massive cluster. Or it could be the dopest thing to ever happen to Disney, you know, ever. Black Dragon says, congrats at Chilling in the Basement, sub count now at 20. Whoop, whoop! Thank you, everybody, for that. Goal number one has been hit. I appreciate that, everyone who has hit that subscribe button. Thank you so very much. I am honored. Oh, hey, we got 7 people watching right now, too. Dope! So, yeah, thank you, all who have subscribed to this point. Thank you for helping me reach my first yet modest goal of the big 20 subscribers. Next goal, 50. Bring on that 50. Bring on the 50. But in the meantime, again, my most genuine thanks and appreciation go out to the 20 of you who have hit that subscribe button. Pimp me to your friends. Share my shit. Do it all. But yeah, so yeah, I've blathered on myself for almost an hour now about this shiz. Black Dragon, that doesn't necessarily mean that they'll do a better job, probably referring to Apple. And yeah, I agree. Obviously, it's a crapshoot. Anything like this is a crapshoot. Like obviously I've already said, their tech savvy is definitely a big plus. That could help out a lot in obviously production of all of Disney's content, whether live action or animated. Oh yeah, there's a quick side note. There's a reasonable chance that we will experience cat, because eventually we have 2 cats here in my house. One is mommy's boy and one is daddy's boy, and so there is a chance that daddy's boy, whose name is Darth Smudge, by the way, because he's that cute, he may pop up on camera trying to give me loves in the middle of this. So if he does, just say "aw" and let it go. So, what the fook do you all have to say about this stuff, man? Like, I've been yapping. I've been telling you what I think. What do y'all think? Because one of my primary goals of getting into YouTube is to interact directly with people. When I was just putting up, until today, just putting up the regular vids, I encourage comments. I encourage reasonable discourse. That's what I'm after. I want to know what you guys think. I want to talk about what you guys think. You've heard what I think already. What y'all got going on in your domes out there? Give me something. Not a lot, evidently. You know what? That's okay, though. It's Saturday night. We're all just hanging out in the basement. Well, I am literally. Right down to the open rafters. So, yeah. Does anybody have any questions on anything or just any subject I haven't talked about? Like, I don't really care. It doesn't have to be nerdy shit. We can talk about whatever the hell y'all want. Said it during the stream. Black Dragon says pretty much said it during the stream. Well, alrighty then. Cool. Well, I mean, hell, if that's the case. I mean, how many of you in here are also like actual content creators? You're throwing up vids or shorts or whatever. Throw one into the chat if you do that. If any of you out there are throwing out vids too. Well, I'd like to know because hell, I want to come subscribe and check out your stuff. I like going around and getting various perspectives. Like I'll even go watch some of the hate channels because while they're and we all know who they are. I'm not going to start calling out names and having people be like, "You're just using that to try and get some clout because your channel's dinky." Fuck you, people. I ain't going that route. So, Hawks Holocrons. Promise I'm a reasonable episode 8 fan. I mean, yeah. I mean, like I said, when it comes down to it, we're all fans. I mean, most of us here are fans of Star Wars. I'm guessing probably some Marvel and DC too. We're never, especially when it comes to, big IPs like this, there's thousands, millions of us out there. So we're obviously not all going to agree. The key is being able to talk about it without name chucking, without automatically calling someone, an SJW woke freak, or on the other hand, calling them automatically racist or misogynist or whatever because they disagree with you. Broad strokes and painting with broad strokes and painting people into boxes is a good way to not get anything done. So, yeah, I'm all about reasonable discourse. And, I'm just going to, anyone who loves episode 8, I'm just going to have to, agree to disagree with. That's all. I mean, do your thing. Because, again, we're all fans when it comes down to it. My son-in-law, any news with the new X-Men? Oh, dude, thank you. Yes. Not anything massive, just a lot of speculation and stuff. But in terms of actual brand new Earth 616 continuity X-Men, we are not going to get in other words, brand new, strictly new Marvel X-Men, completely recast team. Probably not getting them till after Secret Wars. All the reports and rumors right now are stating that Feige wants to give the Fox X-Men casts, both of them, the originals, and the First Class era casts. He wants to give them a proper send-off before moving on to his 616 continuity cast. So what we're going to see, obviously starting in Deadpool 3, we all remember that announcement from Ryan Reynolds on Twitter with his little video with him and Hugh Jackman. We got Logan Wolverine coming back, and it's even rumored that they have finally found a way to do that yellow and blue or yellow and black suit decently enough to where it doesn't look stupid as fuck. And they're going to stick him in it, which is going to be dope because I love old school Wolverine. Also, Jackman has been quoted in multiple interviews as saying that this version of Wolverine is going to be much closer to the original in terms of attitude. He's going to be way more grumpy, way more angry, way more ready to fight at the absolute drop of a hat. It's going to be fan-freaking-tastic. And that's just starting with Deadpool 3. Another fun thing about Deadpool 3 is, I don't know how many of y'all watched Loki, which was probably the best Marvel Disney Plus series that they had. And the one that ties into the multiversal aspect of where they're going with the best. Owen Wilson's main character, Mobius, is supposed to be playing a heavy role in Deadpool 3. So that leads to all kinds of fun speculation of like, how many are they going to be in more than one universe? How many multiverses, how many universes are they going to jump into? Are they going to go through the TVA to do it, or there's going to be another way to bounce around? It's going to be a hoot. Either way, it's going to be a hoot, and it's going to be R, baby. It's going to be R. So that's going to be dope as fuck. But overall, yeah, starting next year with that movie, yeah, the original Fox X-Men are going to start being sprinkled in because, like I said, the reports say that Feige wants to give them a proper send-off before bringing in his X-Men cast into the current MCU 616 Earth 616 continuity. And also, there's a lot of rumors going on that Phase 7, which is the one right after Phase 6, which ends with Secret Wars, is going to be pretty much exclusively devoted to the mutant saga, which is going to be dope because there are so many good not just X-Men, but all kinds of mutant-y comic runs in there. X-Men, X-Force, X-Factor. And the mutants is what got me into Marvel in the first place when I realized the difference between Marvel and DC. Because growing up when I was a kid, Spider-Man was Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man. Superman was Superman. I love Superman. Batman was just Batman. Those guys were just those guys. I didn't pay attention to, Superman and Batman being over here as part of DC, and Spider-Man and Firestorm and Iceman, Spider-Man and his amazing friends. I didn't know that those three were technically over here in Marvel. They were just superheroes I fucking loved when I was a kid. So, but yeah, now that I'm aware, I don't really care. I still love all of them the same. And again, side note, please, James Gunn and Peter Safran, do good things over there at DC, because holy crap, we need it. Yep, it happened. I squirreled right the hell out of what the hell I was trying to say. So my bad, yo. Oh, yes. But yeah, we're going to have lots of, yeah. So the X-Men, the older X-Men, the Fox X-Men that we're all used to since, 2001 or 2 when the first X-Men movie came out? Had to have been 2000 or 2001 because it still had footage of the towers in it. So, yeah, so basically, Feige wants to give a good send-off to the Fox characters that we've had for the last 2 decades before he gets his new cast in there. Plus, there's still that potential report out there to where, Feige can't recast until sometime in 2025. So he's stuck using the Fox cast, allegedly, legally. I don't know if that's been debunked yet or not. Things have happened that have had people going back and forth on that, but the fact that Feige's concentrating on, waiting till after Secret Wars to get his version of the X-Men going in the Earth 616 at least lends me to believe that there's potential truth in that report. I'll put it that way. Black Dragons is exactly a Star Wars fan is a Star Wars fan, regardless of which one you like. Facts. Even those alt-right jackasses are somewhere in their black little hearts a Star Wars fan, because they do come up with legitimate gripes on occasion when they're not spouting all the hate. They do actually come up with original shit sometimes too. Black Dragon, when I was young, I had 2 subscriptions for comic books, X-Men and Star Wars. See, I never owned comic books. I read my friends. Especially my college roommate and still best friend, Rob. He came to school with a couple, you know what those comic book boxes look like. He came to school with 2 or 3 of those, and it was a bunch of X-Men and X-Factor and X-Force, and I got into that. I started reading that because I've always been a geek and a nerd at heart anyway, so then I was like, yeah, mutants. And of course, my favorite is Wolverine. So I'm a more comic accurate depiction of him, at least by Hugh Jackman, who is still literally 11 inches too tall to be Wolverine, is going to be dope, at least for me. So, original X-Men came out. Thank you, Black Dragon, 2000. So, yeah, we got 22 years of the Fox X-Men cast, and Feige wants to say, hey, thank you for your service. Here's a dope-ass send-off for your characters. So, yeah, that's what's happening with the X-Men right now, man. We're gonna see the Fox cast, various members of the Fox cast sprinkled in over the next, almost 3 full years between now and actually no, 3.5 years, because Secret Wars got pushed back into 26. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. So over the next 3-ish years. Over the next 3-ish years or so, we're going to be saying goodbye to the original Fox cast. Patrick Stewart, Professor Xavier. All hail Sir Patrick Stewart, by the way. Holy shit, that dude's awesome. Ian McDiarmid, sorry. That's that's Palps. The Apprentice. That's Palps. Ian McKellen's Magneto. Magnificent. Actually, I think he might be a Sir, too. Obviously the Hugh Jackman Wolverine. I actually liked Famke Janssen's Jean Grey. And of course the first maybe we'll even get Rebecca Romijn back as as her version of Mystique. That would be cool. And then of course there's the First Class cast. James McAvoy's Xavier, which rocked. Michael Fassbender's Magneto. I love Fassbender as Magneto. Like, he was the perfect dude to play a younger version of what Ian McKellen did with that character for me. Holy crap, I love that. So we're going to be seeing all of them for the next 3 years or so. And then after Secret Wars, rumors/reports have it that Feige is going to start his own X-Men saga with his brand new cast in the Earth 616 continuity. And there is potential for Avengers versus X-Men as part of that. How dope would that be? Does anyone think we'll get a Marvel DC crossover on the silver screen? I mean, it could happen. Pardon me for a moment, please. Pardon me. Sorry about that. I'm not going to say it will never happen because who the hell knows? Hollywood is a place of miracles. But as Black Dragon says, probably not unless they clean things up, too many palms to grease. Yes, there is of course the massive legal battle over, because think about it, you're literally got 2 competing studios and both of them are interested in making as much as they can off their projects. So there's, there would be a massive, massive fight about that. How the profits are going to get split and blah, 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 and who's got rights to this after, blah, 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 about sequels, blah, 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 blah. There's all that to go through, not to mention the fact that right now, DC is so far below Marvel in terms of quality, it would be ridiculous to consider it right now. James Gunn and Safran are going to have to work literal miracles before Kevin Feige would even think to do something like that. At least that's what I think. And if I was Feige, I'd be like, learn how to do your shit first, then come talk. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. It's bad. That's when, when you smoke for over a quarter century, you hack sometimes. Delicious. Anyway, so it's not impossible, but many things would have to fall in place for that to ever happen. But I mean, if DC can get the quality up, if they can get all the legal BS out of the way, and here's the most important part, if they can get kick-ass screenwriters and a kick-ass director/directors, because we all know the Russo brothers kicked ass on Infinity War and Endgame and whatever else. You know, dope-ass writers, dope-ass director or directors, and yeah, I mean, if they can get all those things in line, then yeah, we could have a DC versus Marvel crossover. And I would probably walk around with a geek boner for weeks if that ever happened. Like, not even going to lie. I mean, think about it. Superman versus like Sentry or Hyperion. You know, basically all the characters that are pseudo parallels of each other, sort of mirror matching it off. Just like, you know, we've all seen the cool drawings with them all facing off in their poses, just ready to go in there in full melee. Just I mean, that would be just fucking awesome. I would love for that to happen. I mean, hell, if the rumors are true about just inside of Marvel, Avengers versus X-Men after Secret Wars is over, holy crap, that's going to be dope. So, I mean, yeah, but, oh, what the hell? I lost my music. What the freak happened there? Give me one moment, please. Begin again. Oh, well, that's all right. That's all right. We're probably going to... Oh! Oh, there he is. Justin! What's going on, my man? What's going on, my guy? How you doing? Hope you're having a good night. Welcome. What you been doing? I think didn't you say last night you had to work today or some garbage like that? Anyway, you just we were just talking about X-Men stuff, you know, and my music died and I can't figure out how to get it back, so I'm just gonna say fuck it because, you know, the hell with it. I don't care. It's my first stream. Technical difficulties are gonna happen. I'll have this shit figured out. Anyway, yeah, so we've been talking about potential X-Men stuff. Talked about all the Bob Iger and Chapek stuff, a little Kathleen Kennedy, a little Andor. You know, what's happening with you, man? Speaking of which, y'all need to go check out this guy. He also does fun gaming streams like the Matt Cave does. But yeah, that's what we've been talking about, man. Lots of activity going on upstairs. You know what? I am going to take a second and see if I can figure out why the fook. I am not connected anymore. What happened? Okay, that's playing. What the fuck? Yeah, well. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm not going to diddle around with this too much anyway. Screw it. Just chilling, tired as heck. Chilling tired as heck. Yeah, I feel that, man. I've been yapping for over an hour now. I'm starting to get ashy in the vocal cords. But yeah, that's what we've been talking about. Just, the usual nerdy hoo-ha. Understand that. Been smoking for 30. Yeah. Right on, dude. And God, how expensive it's gotten is just insane, isn't it? I got to find a way to quit, but I think I need to be in my therapy longer first because I'm going to need that crutch for a while. Like, straight up. Real talk. And since that randomly came up, I hope y'all are taking care of your mental health. Like, honestly, I only really recently started taking care of mine, and yeah, let's just say if you let it get out of control, it affects way too much of your life, and not in a good way. So if you got stuff you haven't dealt with yet, talk to somebody. I mean, hell, even if it's just, it doesn't have to be professional. Just find someone you're comfortable with and get that shiz off your chest. Because that hard drive will fill and it will overload and it will go and then you will get to deal with the repercussions. I know this because I let my hard drive hit max and burn out and spark out. It's not fun. So, whatever you got to do, just make sure you are taking care of not just, you, but make sure you're taking care of you. Because if you're not taking care of you, you're not going to be able to do the best you can for the people you care about. It's just that simple. So take care of them. Take care of that mental, man, just as well as your physical. Matter of fact, the taking care of the physical will get easier the more you take care of the mental. Like, straight up, the mind is such a powerful instrument. It can be a force for good or a force for evil. Black Dragon sniper for a SEAL team for 8 years. My mental health disappeared, right? Dog. Well, first of all, thank you for your service, sir. I can't even imagine what the hell you saw. Frankly, I don't want to imagine what the fuck you saw. Like, I could very much go on a rant about how the government is under serving you guys, and in literally every way. But that we may get to that another stream. This is my first one. I don't want to start going hard on some shit week one. Don't get me wrong. I ain't scared to go hard on some shit, but this is my first stream. Let's keep it, let's keep it light this time. But yeah, if I find something I want to fucking get jumping on, trust me, I'm both feet. Bam, bam, bam. Thank you for being someone worth fighting. Well, thank you, Mr. Dragon, for that. That's probably one of the best compliments I've gotten. So, again, I hope I'm doing this right. I'm not trying to offend you at all, sir. My dad was in the Navy. You can't tell right now because I got contacts on, but I'm blind as fuck, so I got shot down for the Air Force ROTC. I know I could have enlisted, and I probably should have, but I've always had the utmost respect for our service people. So, again, thank you for doing what you did. Thank you for going through what you went through. Thank you for seeing the absolute fucked up shit that you saw that no one should have to see. Yeah, man. long as I don't. Oh, right, with the salute. Yeah, we're not fucking British. We don't do this shit. I'm sure there's a. Oops. Well, that might be my camera angle. How's that? More of an angle. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to get any kind of whack ass European salute bullshit right here. You're going to get straight the best I can offer. What's happening, playa?
What's that?
My son-in-law just came down.
No, I didn't. I'm not here.
Whatever. It don't matter, bro. I'm you know, I'm not above it. We're chilling in the basement. That's, this is the Saturday night chill on the Chilling in the Basement channel. What the hell? So saluting with your palm out signifies that you have. Wow. Okay. I did not know that. Thank you for that, man. That's some very interesting info. Thank you for that, sir. I appreciate that. Saluting with your palm out signifies that you have surrendered. Huh. So, never mind. I was about to ask a really stupid question. What was your 8-year, Black Dragon? What was your 8-year time frame, if you don't mind me asking? 90s, early 2000s, that kind of thing. When was your time of service as a SEAL sniper? Did it make it?
No, can I borrow a blunt wrap?
Oh,
I can grab it.
yeah, that's right. I think there might only be one left, but yeah. Black Dragon says 86 to. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Things were active during that period, if I recall correctly. That was, there's some Panama junk back then. And, yeah, actually. Yeah, some Panama junk back then. Wasn't there some other shit in South America? I mean, I'm not specifically asking what you were involved in because I know you can't tell me even now. Yeah. But just in general, if I recall correctly, there's a mess in Panama and a mess in Honduras. Obviously the early part of the first Iraq War, first Desert Storm, whatever the hell that was called in like 90. Yes, Desert Storm. You were in Desert Storm. Okay.
You said the Black Dragon?
Yeah, Black Dragon. Well, yeah, so that's wild, dude. And again, much respect, much love, and many thanks to you for what you did for all of us.
He was in service, right?
Navy SEAL.
Ooh.
Sniper.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Appreciate what you've done. Very appreciate.
I went back in from 98 to 2004. Wow.
Ooh, so you're a pretty recent one still.
Oh, no, he's real retired now, but damn, dude. I mean, much respect. All the shit you probably saw in your first tour, and then you voluntarily went back, 4 years later? For another...
What year?
What was it? Yeah, originally 86 to 94, and then 98 to 2004. Man, again, much love, thanks, and respect to you, sir. I hope you're still doing well. I hope you're being treated right by the VA. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I could go ham on how much the government is not doing for the VA that they should be. But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine it, dude. But I mean, good on you, man. Good on you. Well, I have been at this for almost an hour and a half. I think that's a pretty good first live stream.
Yeah, you've been doing
I
great.
mean, my throat's starting to hurt. You know, but I think we've had a good talk. I hope you all had a good time. Let me know in the chat if you had a good time. Let me know even more by, if you have not yet subscribed yet, subscribing. And, you know, once you X out of the chat, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Give me that like button on this bitch. And yeah, I hope everyone had a really, really, really good time. I want to thank you all for joining me here on the Saturday Night Chill. And I'm calling it that because I'm going to start doing this shiz weekly. Because let's face it, there's going to be some kind of news every week for us to talk about. And, you know, I would like to give everyone a chance to talk about it in yet another forum if they missed their favorite forum or second favorite forum or whatever during the week. You can always come here on Saturday night and chill with me in the basement. So, yeah, I hope you all have a good the rest of your Saturday night. I had a whole hell of a lot of fun hanging with y'all, talking about all the nerdy crap that we like. Yeah, it was a good time, at least for me. I hope it was for you. And, you know, have a good rest of your night, good rest of your weekend. And like I always say, there's always good times to be had when you're chilling in the basement.